morning. This day has kind of gotten away from me. I'm going to be heading out to the garden to water it. We went from like 7 inches in one day, it felt like. Actually, we did have a day with that much rain. But we went from rain every day, begging to see the sunshine, to sunshine every day, temps in the 80s, and no rain in sight. So, since we don't have power and running water over at the garden, when we get these dry spells, which happen every year, I have to manually haul water from the pond. And that is a hard task to do. And so this year I was determined to not have to do that. But with budgeting and finances the way they are, the money's not there to put a pump in, or electricity, or drill a well, or anything like that. So here's what I'm using instead. So this is just a chemical / weed killer sprayer, fertilizer sprayer. You're a good boy. That hooks to an ATV. So Aaron rigged up a little plug for me that plugs into the side-by-side so I can water this. It has a pump on it here and a little wand, and it's so easy to use, and it's something that I can do totally on my own, which is a bonus. So this sprayer is 25 gallons, and it's big enough to do the garden, I feel like I have an audience, the greenhouse, the fruit trees, the strawberry patch, and whatever else I need to do. Hopefully I won't have to do the greenhouse much longer. Coming to the end of all that.
You water the greenhouse with that thing? Yeah.
What you think about it? I don't know.
What I think about eating berries every
Huh?
day. What I think about
That's my audience. That's my biggest fan, my fan club.
Luke likes eating berries every day.
No, I think Luke's my number one fan.
Mom, Luke likes eating berries every time.
They're what? Oh, okay.
I want you to.
They want me to. Little Ella wants me to video her, and little Granny. Yeah. I'm gonna water. What are you gonna go do?
I'm gonna go help Dad stack all that lumber for the night.
Third night in a row. Third night's charm.
Mom, can I try? Can I?
Hold on. Downfall to it is the side-by-side or the four-wheeler has to be running the entire time, and it's loud. So with the hay down, it locks in a good amount of moisture. I watered this the day before yesterday, so I've been doing every other day waterings, but I just planted out my tomatoes and my peppers and some basil. Like, I'm getting all my seedlings out. And I'm just really afraid if I don't keep up on the watering, they're gonna die. So I'm watering probably a little more than I normally would if they were established. My tomatoes, oh Lord, I hope my tomatoes do good this year, but it's not looking too good. They were a lot smaller than I like them to be going out, and they just were not growing in the greenhouse. Like I said before, and a lot of people seem to agree, it seems to just be that they were too wet. So I think that really stunted their growth. Also, I planted a lot of new varieties this year, So it could have been that, but I really think it was more the watering, because even my Cherokee purples, which grow well here, were really stunted. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. These are just, I don't know, barely hanging on. So we'll see. But then I've got these that were in that one tray that are hanging in there pretty good. So we'll see. And then I've got all my peppers. Did a row here, and then I did a row on the other side of peppers too. So all of my tomatoes and peppers are out. Basil is out. I did them along here. So that's what I've got. A little bit of beans, a little bit of cucumbers. I'm gonna move the beans into one of these empty rows out here, so I've got plenty there. So back to watering. Alright, everything is all watered and looking a little more happy. This is our melon and squash. I'm just going to let it all kind of vine out here and do its own thing. Got to go through and replant some of them, but nasturtiums are coming up, and this is a watermelon. It's coming up. Once everything's big and established, I'll cover it with hay. But my cilantro is looking fantastic. In fact, I'm going to harvest some of this because I made salsa, and salsa with dried cilantro just isn't the same. Everything is looking pretty decent. My collards are going really good. I need to get out here and do a little weeding tomorrow, it looks like. Just gave the greenhouse a little misting since it's getting so hot in here during the day. It's like we went from cold, raining, nasty weather to 80 degrees and sunny like overnight. There was like no adjustment period, it felt like, but I'm not complaining. That's just what's going on, which is why I'm trying to stay so on top of watering, because I've come this far and worked this hard. I don't want to lose it all to lack of watering. But my tomatoes were only about this big when I planted them out, and they just really seemed stunted, and I was having some issues down where the stem comes up out of the soil. That looks like water damage from overwatering. Lesson learned for next year. But I figured I'll just go ahead and plant them deep and wish them luck and say a little prayer and hope they take off. But it looks like there's only 2 or 3 out there that are struggling. The rest all seem to be doing okay. I think if I can stay on top of keeping them watered and giving them some fertilizer maybe in a couple of weeks, they'll pull through. When I planted them deep, and I added like a tablespoon of Epsom salt and fish emulsion fertilizer. I watered them in with that concentrate fish emulsion that you mix in water. And last year I did lime and that, and I had a pretty good tomato harvest. But from what I read, lime takes a really long time. So what I did this year is when we tilled up the beds, we added the lime then, so it's been sitting and releasing into the soil. So then I thought, well, maybe the boost of Epsom salt with these small, struggling plants might be what they need. I don't know. It's just all a lot of research and trying to figure out what works best for your scenario. But anyway, that task is done for the night. I'm going to go collect my little family from Grandma and Grandpa's. My husband's over there helping them out. And yeah, I'm gonna close out this video because this is the time of the night that the bears start to get active, and I just don't care to run into one of them out here because it's happened. I've been out here by myself in the greenhouse about this time, and a bear has ran out of the woods and scared the living daylights out of me. But I'm thankful we only have black bears, and they seem to not be as scared of humans, but I'm always on the lookout for them. I have a bear horn in the greenhouse, and you know, we just try to think smart. So anyway, thanks so much for watching and following along, and may the Lord bless and keep you until the next video.